What's up, guys? This is the English language learners or newcomers in a PE space and how we differentiate the classroom. This one's the easiest one of the three, so I don't think any of them are overly difficult. Once you get your feet wet and you start doing this, you start to get the hang of it. But with English language learners and PE, everything's so visual that sometimes you don't even realize until you're one-on-one speaking with them that they don't know, because they don't know your language very well, because they've been doing everything just like the other students. And they will watch your class. So if your class is pretty buttoned up and that students try to impress you and do your procedures and they're following directions well, you're rarely gonna have problems with this, because let's just put yourself in their place. Let's say they show up to your classroom with their teacher, they're dropped off, let's just say they're 4th grade, elementary, and this is their first week of that school, and you give high fives at the doors while the kids come in and there's music and they're jogging around your volleyball court or your basketball court or your cones, whatever you have set up for this. You have some kind of procedure where they're moving when they hit the floor. When they get to the floor, the feet on the floor, they're moving. That student will notice, this is what we're doing, this is just what we do here, and they'll do that. And then when the music shuts off and they see everybody sit down, because that's your procedure, they're like, oh, I need to sit down. So if you have great procedures, this one's pretty easy, because they'll be able to see everything. And in a classroom, when we're sitting down, they can't see what students are writing, they can't see what students are doing, reading all the time. But in a PE space, it's almost like cheating as a teacher. It's way easier. Now, there are some times where it is auditory in nature, but you have to try to find ways to make it visual. If you've got a projector screen or something in your gym or your space that you teach PE, if you've got a way to make what you're saying visual in pictures and motions and GIFs. Let's say you're teaching how to throw a football. Maybe you've got a little 5-second reel that keeps TikTok reel or something that you've made that shows your motion how to throw that ball. So it shows you gripping the ball, it shows you doing the motion, and you're separating it in the chunks for the cues. So maybe yours is back foot, front foot, throw, back foot, front foot, throw, and you're showing that with the feet in that GIF. And if you're showing it on a reel and you're not just saying it to the kids, and that's pretty powerful for students that have this need in your classroom that's different than others. Maybe you don't have the technology to do that, so you need to be a powerful demonstrator yourself. So you're demonstrating, you're using a student that you feel confident can demonstrate with you, and you are demonstrating visually. Everything you do in your classroom is demonstrated visually. I know your PE professors at Missouri Southern are telling you to demonstrate everything visually, hopefully, because that's what makes you a good teacher as a PE teacher, is you have to model really well visually for your students, because they need to see what the standard looks like what you want them to do well. So you need to try to model it as well as you can. There's not a lot to talk about on this one. If there's certain times where it is auditory and you've got a student in there that speaks their language, there's a good likelihood that you do. If it's, let's say they're Hispanic and they came in from one of the countries that is Hispanic. Well, in Carthage, we have a lot of those. In Neosho, we have a lot of those. A lot of these surrounding schools around here, because of the job opportunities around here for those migrants, we do have those. So you may have somebody in your classroom that could help you with that. If you don't, you just have to be super powerful with the visuals, and not as much necessarily reading or hearing. And I think their language can grow so well in your classroom because they're hearing you talk. I'm not saying don't speak, because you still need to do that, because that's how they can grow their language. They watch what you do and they hear the words that are associated with the actions that they're seeing. And I feel like we've had kids come in that had been here a week in our country, didn't speak any English, and by the end of the year they're saying some words to me. They learn what asking to go to the bathroom means. They learn those phrases, they get more confident. The kids in the classroom understand that students need, they help them out, and the students will follow you. So if you're tentative to their needs and kind and compassionate to those students, your students in that room will be the same for you. That's all I have for ELL newcomers. I think that one is, if you stick with visual and be good at modeling. I should put modeling right here. Modeling everything, modeling your compassion for those students, modeling what you do for the standard that you're teaching. Those students will excel in your classroom just like the other ones. Thanks.